Do you want to be a better runner in 2026? Because in today's video, I'm going to go through the 7 best ways that you can improve your running. For those that don't know me, my name is Zach, and I'm chasing the Brisbane Olympic Marathon in 2032. We're about 6 years out, and I use all of these factors, all of these ways to improve my running, and I reckon they can help yours too. The first way is the most obvious way, is increasing your mileage. You can only get so far and so fast by doing 20, 30, 40k running per week. However, if you can bump that up to 60, 100, 150k, oh man, those gains, even if it's just easy running, just that time on feet will get you more efficient and a faster runner without ever doing any speed work. Number 2 is tempo. If you don't know what tempo is, it's about 85 to 90% of your threshold heart rate. My threshold heart rate is about 175 beats per minute, which means my zone 3 is 156 to 166 beats per minute. If you want to know roughly what pace that is, for the average person, that is your half marathon pace. Because tempo is something you can hold for roughly about an hour and a half to 2 hours. I like to do longer blocks of tempo. So you're talking somewhere between 2 by 45, 2 by an hour, or maybe even 1 to 2 hours straight. At tempo it is brutal. I've actually got on my plan leading into Sydney Marathon 3 hours straight of tempo work. Zone 2 and easy running are fantastic at growing your efficiency, being better able to transport the blood to the muscles. But it's zone 3 work and threshold work that is what will get you to that next stage and pace. Now, number 3 is a bit of a controversial one, but I believe in order to be the best at long distance running, you need to do a long run. I'm currently building up towards a marathon in April, so I'm currently on a 2.5 hour run. It'll probably get me around about 22k. This is the exact same run I did leading into my first proper half marathon back in November. That's right, I did a half marathon leading into a half marathon. Now, I come from a cycling and the triathlon background, and so the way that I train is so different to the way conventional runners train. But in cycling, you always do the distance, or at least the time that you'll do in your race. Let me give you an example. If you're going to do a marathon in 3 hours, but your longest run is either 32k or 2.5 hours, how can you be sure that you won't blow up in that last 10k or that last half hour? If you've never put your body through what it is required to do on race day, you're just shortchanging yourself and you won't get that performance gain, that race day result that you want. Now, I unfortunately won't be able to hit the marathon distance prior to my marathon, but I'm doing Sydney Marathon in August. The last 3 weeks of building, I've got a 3.5 hour run every single week. And in that 3rd week, 2 weeks out from the race, I've got a 3.5 hour easy run on the Saturday, followed by a 3 hour tempo build or progression run on the Sunday. 6.5 hours over 2 days, over 60k in the legs. That is what's required in order to get the minimum performance gain. Now, I'm not fast enough yet, but if I was a sub 3 marathoner, 3.5 hours would be easy enough to do that whole marathon distance at an easy pace. And that is what you should be striving for. Go as far and as close to that marathon as you can in training, so that come race day, the marathon's easy. You've already done the distance in training, you just need to push a bit harder each K. The 4th one, consistency. This is something that absolutely everyone knows and talks about. But what does consistency actually mean? If you run 2 days a week, 3 days a week, 4 days a week, every single week of the year, that is consistent. if you drop from four runs a week down to 3, that is still being consistent. What's not consistent is doing 4 runs a week and then taking 2 weeks off. Going back, doing 6 runs a week and then taking 2-3 weeks off. Now, if you're sick and injured, obviously you shouldn't run. Now, I've probably had 2 weeks where I haven't been able to run at all this year because of illness. But that hasn't stopped me from being consistent because it was only 2 weeks. The rest of the year, I'm still doing 4 to 6 runs per week. Just like most of you, I work a full-time job. Just like most of you, I have a child and I am a father. And both of those make it so much harder to stay consistent and to keep you running up. But that's why you need to find a schedule that works for you. I personally have to get up when I'm in the office. 2:45 a.m. is my alarm, and I'm on the treadmill by 3. When I work from home, I get a 1 hour sleep in. But still, getting up before 4 a.m. to do the majority of my runs is how I'm able to stay consistent. That's what you need to find. What works for you and to stick to that schedule. Number 5 is something that I've known about for a number of years, and it seems to have originated in cycling, and it's only just come over to running in maybe the last 6 months or so, and that is durability. So what is durability? Now, my current, most recent 5k PB is about 25 minutes. If I were to run a 25-minute 5k in a half marathon or marathon race, I wouldn't be able to complete it because, as I said, that's my 5k PB all out. But I can probably do a 26-minute 5k. The question is that 26-minute going to be in the first 5 or the last 5? That is durability. Durability is not, can I set a new PB at the end of a long race? Durability is, how fast can I go at the end? If you do set a PB, it probably means you didn't go as hard the rest of the race, and you could have got a better result. But that is not durability. That is poor pacing. Durability is pushing your limits the whole time and holding on, being as close to your PBs as you can at every single distance of that race, and making sure you don't fade, or at least you limit how much you slow down in those final Ks. What number am I up to now? I just finished a bunch of 20-second sprints, and that's actually the next one I want to talk about. The next way to improve is by doing sprints. So I've been following a 5 by 20 second protocol. So every 2 minutes, you sprint for 20 seconds. So it's only about 10 minutes of effort. But you're talking about 20 seconds on, about a minute 40 off. It is tough. So the reason you'll be doing these sprints is to get that top speed up. There's no point, if your top speed is 4 minutes per K for 20 seconds or whatever, how are you supposed to do a half marathon, a marathon at that pace if you can't even do it for 20 seconds? And so that's the whole point of these sprints. You don't need to do VO2 max in order to improve, but you want a little bit of top end speed. Anything over about 500 meters is an aerobic interval, all about the lungs and heart. You can improve that with easy work. Your top speed though, the really short intervals, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 20, that and the top speed you get is all about your anaerobic engine and using the different energy sources. So that's why they're beneficial, because over time you're hopefully going to turn the super top end speed where you're sprinting into something that's more manageable for a minute, 5 minutes, 1K, all the way up to the marathon. The final one I want to touch on is your gym and S&C work. Now, you don't need to be getting all super muscly, but you do want to work on the muscles that you're working when you're running. Because running breaks down these muscles, but not in a way that you get super massive improvements. So your muscles will grow slowly, but it takes years and years in order to maximize your strength. You can speed that up by doing some gym work. I've started focusing on some plyometrics and some isometric workouts, and I found they're really helping my running. Having bigger muscles won't make you a faster runner immediately, but it will help you stop your legs from breaking down. So if normally you are absolutely cooked up to 5K, maybe you can go 5.5 to 6, because you don't break them down as fast as you would without that gym work. The same goes for speed. While you might not be getting massively faster immediately, maybe it's a second per K, maybe it's 2, but over time those additional extra seconds on top of your other training will propel you into even faster training and even faster race results. So there you have it, folks. That's my 7 tips to improve your running for 2026. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one.